Dominic Hughes, thank you very much indeed for that. That is practically it for me. Our World Today is coming up. Plenty more fallout from the Mendelsohn files, with the government calling in the last hour for a full inquiry into what they've learned from those newly released files from the DOJ, and urging the Tories to work with them to reform the legislation in the Lords so that they can remove people like Peter Mandelson from his peerage. Plenty more on that coming up. World Today around the corner.
Tonight at 6, the Prime Minister orders an urgent investigation into Peter Mandelson over his contact with Jeffrey Epstein when he was Business Secretary. The latest information gathered from the Epstein files appears to show that Lord Mandelson forwarded internal and highly confidential government information to the sex offender. Meanwhile, on horseback today, pressure intensifies on former Prince Andrew and his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson, as yet more emerges about their relationship with Epstein. Our other top story tonight, more than 25 years after the teenager Victoria Hall was murdered in Suffolk, serial killer Steve Wright finally admits he was responsible for the teenager's death. Constantly flooded, why a council is now buying this row of terraced houses in South Wales.
The Grammy goes to Olivia Dean.
And we visit London's Brit School after its big hitters like Olivia Dean take top prizes at the Grammys.
Coming up on The World Today, we'll have in-depth analysis from the BBC's global network of correspondents, bringing you a fresh take on the day's top stories. Stay with us on the BBC News Channel.
Good evening. The Prime Minister has urged Lord Mandelson to leave the House of Lords, and now police are facing growing calls from Reform UK and the SNP to investigate claims that Peter Mandelson leaked sensitive government information to Jeffrey Epstein, who was a convicted sex offender. More than 3 million documents were released by the US Justice Department on Friday. Since then, more and more revelations have come to light. Among them today, the suggestion that in 2010, when he was Business Secretary, Peter Mandelson gave Epstein, who was a financier, advanced warning of a planned €500 billion bailout by the EU. The BBC has approached Lord Mandelson. Here's our political investigations correspondent, Joe Pike. Joe Pike, thank you. Well, also amongst the latest release of files is an email congratulating Jeffrey Epstein on the birth of his child, though until now it was understood he didn't have children. The email, signed off by Sarah and believed to be sent by the former Duchess of York, was sent to the convicted sex offender in 2011. Meanwhile, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is also coming under ever more scrutiny over his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, as our senior Raw correspondent Daniela Ralph reports. Daniela Ralph, thank you. More than 25 years after the teenager Victoria Hall disappeared after a night out in Suffolk, the serial killer Steve Wright has admitted kidnapping and murdering her. The 17-year-old's body was found in a ditch 5 days after she failed to return home in September 1999. Steve Wright went on to murder 5 more women in Ipswich 6 years later. Today was the first time he had admitted to killing anyone. His confession, though, came too late for Victoria's mother, who had spent decades campaigning to find her daughter's killer. She died last December. Joe Black reports. Well, Steve Wright's guilty plea leaves the uncomfortable question as to whether there are any other unsolved murders that he could be linked to, though so far he has not been arrested in any other cold case investigation. Here's our UK correspondent, Daniel Sanford. The time is just after 6:15. Our top story this evening. The Prime Minister orders an urgent investigation into Peter Mandelson over his contact with Jeffrey Epstein when he was business secretary. And coming up, the Russian captain of a cargo ship that collided with a tanker in the North Sea is found guilty of gross negligence manslaughter.
Coming up on The World Today, we'll have in-depth analysis from the BBC's global network of correspondents, bringing you a fresh take on the day's top stories. Stay with us on the BBC News Channel.
Now, thousands of people have had to deal with flooding across the UK since the start of this year. In South Wales, this row of houses is now so prone to flooding that the local council has decided to buy them. The properties were extensively damaged during previous storms, but officials say there's no point in building a flood defence wall. It's too expensive. Jonah Fisher reports. The Russian captain of a cargo ship that collided with a tanker in the North Sea has been found guilty of gross negligence manslaughter. The Solong hit the US tanker Stena Immaculate off the East Yorkshire coast last March. Our transport correspondent Katie Austin reports. Some men are covertly filming women on nights out, posting the footage on social media and making thousands of pounds by doing so. A BBC investigation has unmasked some of the people behind the accounts and uncovered an industry that experts say could be worth millions. Many of the women are unaware they've been filmed. Shona Elliott has more. Now, if you regularly watch BBC News, you'll see our Russia editor, Steve Rosenberg, reporting from Moscow and beyond. And tonight's BBC Panorama is about how Russia has become one of the most hostile places in the world to be a journalist, where reporters can face threats of intimidation, expulsion and imprisonment. The programme follows Steve's life as Russia editor over the past year. And you can watch Panorama, Our Man in Moscow. It's on now on BBC iPlayer. You can also watch it on BBC One at 8 p.m. tonight. The music industry's prestigious Grammy Awards took place last night. Album of the Year went to Bad Bunny, the first Latin artist to win the prize in the award's 68-year history. Billie Eilish won Song of the Year for Wildflower, and it was a great night for British artists, including Olivia Dean, who was named Best New Artist, Lola Young, who picked up the award for Best Pop Solo Performance, and for FKA Twigs, who won Best Dance Electronic Album. She, like Olivia Dean and Lola Young, studied at the famous Brit School in South London. David Silito has been to visit the place that helped them to stardom. Let's have a look at the latest weather now. Ben Rich is here. We've got another week of rain, really, haven't we?
Yeah, and a bit of snow in the mix as well, Sophie, believe it or not. But we really don't need any more rain. The ground is very wet in many places right now. Here, plenty more rain through the rest of the week. Sophie.
Thank you very much. That's it from us on the BBC News at 6. Right now, it is time for the news where you are. Goodbye.